Hi, and thanks for logging on to the daily DVAR HALACHA. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Tuesday, the 24th day of March, 28th day of Adar. Well, I have a fascinating halacha to tell you that you won't hear in most normal years of Pesach, but as most of you know, this is not a normal year. All the big rabbis all over the country are getting together and giving us new guidelines for what to do on a lot of different Pesach situations. So here's one of them. Listen carefully. There are people who are going to be told to stay home, and people who have never made Pesach before, and so they're going to be buying new pots. And when they buy these pots need tevilah. That means dipping them in a mikvah, since you acquired a brand new pot from a non-Jewish maker. That's what we usually do. We buy a pot from some non-Jewish company that made the pot, and then we dip it in a mikvah, and after it's dipped in the mikvah, then we're allowed to use it. That's called toiveling, or, tevilas kalim, dipping the kalim. Well, you see, there's not going to be any dipping of kalim available because all of the health officials are telling us that we have to minimize the use of these types of things because they could be spreading the virus. So you've got a brand new keli, a brand new pot that you bought because you're a young couple. You're not going to where you wanted to go for Pesach, so you're going to have to dip that pot, and yet there's nowhere to dip it. You're not really allowed to travel to the nearest ocean or something because even our travel is restricted. So what do you do with that brand new pot? So the rabbis are issuing, this is not me, but great rabbis way above me and you are telling us that this is what we should do just this year, and that is get the pot and then announce to three people, not in front of them, like do it on a conference call or something, not relatives of yours, just three Jews out there who aren't your relatives, and announce to them that you are mafkir the pot. That means you're nullifying your ownership and you're saying, it's not my pot. And since it's not your pot, the idea incumbent upon you, which is you got to dip your pot in the mikvah, well, that's not a kosher issue. It's like you, when you acquire the pot, you have to dip your pots in the mikvah. Well, you just nullified your ownership of it, and you said, it's not my pot. I just announced in front of three, they're not my relatives. I just announced to three random people that it's up for grabs. I don't own this pot. And since you don't own it, you don't have to do any tevilah, any dunking of it in the mikvah. Don't worry, it's kosher. This wasn't really a treif issue per se. It was just like when you own a pot and it's brand new, you have to be tovel. But if you don't own it yet, then you don't have to be tovel it. You don't have to dip it in the bay or a mikvah or the ocean or anything. And then you can just use it for Pesach without any guilt whatsoever. And then incidentally, when all this stuff passes and we get back, God willing, into normal life, then you can just say, I hereby now pick up this pot and I acquire it. And hopefully by then mikvahs will be back in use, and then you can dunk it in the mikvah or travel to the bay and dunk it in the bay. That's a lot of stuff I just told you. If it's not clear or perfectly clear, you can ask your rabbi. Say, I heard about this. I heard all the rabbis are saying this. You may actually be getting emails about this very shortly. This is one of the new guidelines that we'll have to be following this year for Tevilas Kalim for Pesach 2020. Stay tuned for more over the next few days, and stay healthy and keep your distance. Bye-bye. Log on again tomorrow for more.